Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to the Roger Report, where we dive into the world of tennis and explore the fascinating stories behind the sport's greatest players. I'm your host, Natalia Lobo, and today we're going to take a trip down memory lane with one of the all-time greats, Pat Rafter. In 1999, when 17-year-old Roger Federer made his debut at the French Open, he was already making waves in the tennis world. And who better to share his first impression of this young Swiss sensation than none other than two-time Grand Slam champion, Pat Rafter. We caught up with Pat on the ATP Tour, where he reflected on their first encounter, a match that would set the stage for their complicated and intriguing rivalry. As it turned out, Federer was still finding his footing back then. In fact, Pat recalled, he sort of melted a little bit. He was a little soft at that stage. That's right, folks. Young Roger was still working on developing that razor-sharp edge that would become one of the hallmarks of his game. But what happened next is where things get really interesting. According to Pat, once he figured out how to crack Federer open, it was like a light switch had been flipped. "I wanted him to stay so I could start beating him," Pat said with a chuckle, revealing just how frustrating this new rival must have been for the Aussie legend. This rivalry between these two tennis greats would play out over several years, and at times, it seemed like an unbridgeable chasm. But as we all know by now, Roger Federer has transcended that gap to become one of the most iconic figures in the sport today. Pat's own accomplishments on the court are nothing short of remarkable. A former world #1 himself, he won back-to-back U.S. Open titles and was ranked high in doubles, a testament to his versatility as a player. And let's not forget that impressive feat where he won all 3 Masters titles in one season: Canada, Cincinnati, and the U.S. Open. Now, it's worth noting that Pat hung up his racket in 2003 due to injuries, a common fate for many tennis stars of this era. But before that, he was captain of Australia's Davis Cup team and left an indelible mark on the sport. And speaking of legacies, we can't help but wonder what might have been if Pat had faced a slightly more seasoned Roger Federer in those early days. After all, as Pat himself joked about their rivalry, once he sorted that part of his game out, "Oh my God, it was such a good time for me to leave the game." That's certainly an interesting perspective on what could have been. That's all for now from the Roger Report. Join us next time when we'll be exploring more fascinating stories and insights from the world of tennis.